Now doing anything to stay cool. It's 94 degrees. Umpire Bill Welke feeling the heat as well. Hot. Jim Thome wants to stay hot, trying to become the 4th player in history with a home run in 8 consecutive games. Mike Mussina, the Moose, says, I don't want any parts of that. 0-2, and then sort of a feeble grounder here to second. And Thome, little gimpy, walks off. Bottom 2, Chuck Finley hasn't allowed a home run in 8 consecutive starts. That's the end of that. Raul Mondesi's first home run as a Yankee. Out to the Monuments, it's 2-0, New York. Same score, runner on first, top 3. Eddie Perez chops it. Chris Widger to second. Derek Jeter's on the bag, and John McDonald slides in hard to look at Derek. He is crumpled on the ground. What happens here is McDonald sweeps through, and Derek's leg and foot get caught up under him. And on our all-star selection show, Jeter actually talked about taking the double play from an unfamiliar spot.
If you get into a situation where Joe may ask you to go over and play second base, how you feel about that?
You know, that's kind of hard. I try to take ground balls on the other side, and I'm all screwed up. I don't like to turn a double play, and I can't see the runner.
Jeter would leave the game, sprained knee and a bruised lower leg. X-rays, though, and this is the good news, negative. Later in the 3rd, after 3 pitches not close and first base open, the Yankees want no parts of Thome, and they intentionally walk him. But Mussina got out of that jam. We move to the top of the 6th, 2-1 Yankees. Thome's 3rd at-bat, a filthy curveball from the Moose, and knuckle curve. Mussina, by the way, trying to go 9-1 in his last 10 starts. That's right down Broadway, and Thome doesn't offer. Mussina, after 6 1/3 with 5 Ks and 1 earned run, comes out in favor of Mike Stanton. Stanton now to Ellis Burks. The Tribe, by the way, 12 for 70 this year with the sacks loaded, and that's not going to help him out. Now there's 2 away, and that brings up Thome. Your thoughts on Jim?
A guy like Stanton, you got to go in and you got to try to get a good pitch to hit, you know, because he's got good stuff. And lefty on lefty, he's going to make, you know, he's going to make some quality pitches, and you just hope he makes a mistake.
Would he make a mistake? Fastball, called a strike, outside pit, part of the plate. Another fastball, or 0-2 down the middle, and then after Thome fouls off a good curveball, another curve. Thome waits, hits it, but not quite enough. Stanton wins that battle. Thome would have to hope for one last at-bat. Bottom 8, there would be a home run. 2 men on, Jason Giambi just crushes Jared Riggin out to the bleacher creatures. Happy birthday, Lorenzo. Giambi's 22nd of the year. Now Thome waiting, top 9. Needs 2 batters to reach the base with 2 outs. Omar Vizquel grounds out. That's it, and that's all in the game and in the streak. Thome had quite a run, but it's going to be 7, and that's the end. The Yankees, a season-high 22 games above 500, 12-0 against AL Central teams, trying to match the 82 Braves, who won 13 in a row, versus the NL West. Chuck Finley falls to 4-11. You can't blame him really too much this year. His average run support is 2.71, second worst.
Heat bodacious, the BBO factor and cramped 96-degree Fenway off the charts. Here, have some sweat from your favorite Red Sox player.
I think that's ice.
Red Sox, a couple times this year, have unveiled the big flag. Opening day, Memorial Day, looking good on the monster.
That's tremendous.
On July the 4th. Hey, there's Joey Lawrence, formerly of Blossom.
Whoa.
And Urban Legend Final Cut fame. And look at Joey with a great play there on Jose Offerman. Let's play Joe, bottom 2, man on first, Shea Hillenbrand to Lawrence, starting the double play. Whoa. Throw a little hot, and Dave Berg, good John Hausman name, couldn't handle it. Everybody's safe. 2 on, trot to Boston at the plate with 2, and he finds some space. Ramirez and the Shea kid will score, and the Sox are up 2-0. Top of 4, 4-3 Boston. First and third, back for Joey. 1 out to third. Hillenbrand for 1 out on the first, not in time, so Lawrence's hustle gets him an RBI. 4-4 after 5, 6-4 after 6. Top of 7, still 6-4. Shannon Stewart strikes out, but D'Lo's nasty curveball gets away from Veritek, and the Jays within 1, 6-5. Bottom 7, still 6-5. Heading to the pesky pole. Nixon's 9th. He was 2 for 3, drove in 3. Pedro, it's hot. Reminds him of home. He likes it. Bottom 8, Nomar. 5-tool player. Good glove, good arm, good speed, good bat, and baseball's best head of hair. 2 for 4, 4 RBIs, now with 65 on the year. The Red Sox improved their record to 29-8 against AL East opponents, the best record of any team against its own division this season. Alan Embry having the kind of year many in baseball have been waiting for since he broke with the Indians in '92. The reliever hasn't allowed a run since the Sox traded for him. And we start with Ashii. Gets Edgar. You know, there's no I in team, but there's 3 in Ashii. And he's going to get Marrero as well. 7 Ks in 6 innings. Top of 3 now, the other pitcher, Travis Smith, fielding the Dave Roberts bunt. Throwing? No, not getting. Next batter, Paul LaDuca. The comebacker to Smith. Great stab to stop it, but he can't get it in time. That's a hit for LaDuca. Next batter, Sean Green. He strikes out a lot, 100+, 4 straight years. That's number 68 this year. There's 1 out. Next batter, Karras, 463, but a great turn by Vina and Renteria. Got him by plenty, 0 for 3 for Eric. LA still down 1-0. Look out. Look at Louis, 22 years old, had 37 homers last year as a rookie, 19 this year. St. Louis up 2-love. Bottom 6 now, first and third. Pujols, 1 steal last year, 2 this year. Going to try to steal home. Whoops, it couldn't fool. Top of 9, Isringhausen to pinch hitter Dave Hansen. Jason pounces, throwing low as an error. Dodgers would later score to make it 3-2. Big moment here against LaDuca. 2 outs, runner on third, but boy, Jason just overpowered Paul. He threw real hard in that sequence. 21 pitches, 16 strikes. What Rivers Cuomo is to Weezer, Travis Smith is to the Cardinals. 6 innings, 1 run for the 29-year-old rookie. He was called up June 27th following the death of Darryl Kyle. The Cards have won 4 in a row, hitting 15 homers over. And 106, please. In Phoenix, pool, pond. Pond be good for you, Scott. Yeah. Natural spring. Bottom 3, D-backs, Giants. Tony Womack goes. Junior Spivey. Womack the third on the Spivey single. Take another look. Watch Rich Aurelia. Right there in the rectangle. Goes to cover second and right where he would have been. Perfect hit and run executed by the D-backs. Luis Gonzalez, next batter, reaches out, takes Jason Schmidt, pitch to right. That's a single. Womack scores. Gonzo's only hit, he was 1 for 4. D-backs take a 2-1 lead behind Brian Anderson. Finley's good year continues. He goes up the middle. Spivey comes around to score. 3-1 D-backs. 3 batters later, bases loaded, 1 out for Craig Counsell. Look at that stance. Spleen about to explode. Explodes the pitch up the middle. 2 RBIs for Counsell. 5-1 Arizona, a 4-run third. The difference, top of 4. Still 5-1.
You don't really need your spleen, do you?
Peter Forsberg proved that. Damon Minor to first. Look at Mark Grace. 363 double play. Anderson escapes. He'll escape again in the 6th. Again, the double play. Benito knew it as soon as he hit it. 9 straight games without a homer for Barry Bonds, second longest streak of the season, went 12 earlier in the year. Bonds has 25 homers in his first 79 games this year. He had 39 through 79 last year. Up really was a meatballs for him.
Yeah, that's criminal, actually.
Nice in Oakland, 61 degrees. Birds enjoying things. Top of 4, runners on. Birds. Terrence Long. Groovy kind of glove in center. Back to the effects of the cooler temperature here. We got a dum-dum situation here. Look out. Back to the field. Scott Hatteberg. You want to see a play by Nefi Perez?
I do.
That is sweet. Okay, back to the stands.
That ain't nothing but an ultra perm. That ain't nothing but an ultra perm.
Then on the field, game tied 1-1. Ibanez off Corey Lytle. Our buddy Coral pitching well, but now suddenly he's down 2-1. Back to the dugout. What in the world?
Everyone's lost their minds.
Pitching power. Nuts. Bottom 9, bases loaded, A's down 1. Hatteberg gets past Ibanez. Then a bunch of crazy stuff happens. Long and Greg Myers score. And the A's somehow win this game. And to top it off, it's a little wacky. Something was in that cotton candy.
Maybe. 9th
career blown save for Roberto Hernandez against the Athletics. The A's improved to 15-5 in 1-run games. Best in the bigs. Koch 5-0. Good outing for Corey Lytle. 8 innings, 2 runs, no walks, 5 Ks.
73 degrees in Anaheim, and Kobayashi in training.
Nice.
Marty Cordova with the Orioles up 3-0, and he puts them up 4-0 off Kevin Appier. Hold the phone. And hold up right there at second, Marty. It's ruled a double. Mike Hargrove wants an explanation. Take another look. It hits the railing, but the umpire says it went off the wall, and naturally the fan, no, it hit the wall. That's an Angels fan, folks. Bottom 6, Troy Gloss running out of ground ball and comes up a little bit gimpy. Anaheim manager Mike Scioscia pulls Gloss out of the game. He was not at all pleased at that. Top 7. After Troy took his bats and went home. Gary Matthews Jr. doubles down the line. Geronimo Gil and Melvin Mora come in to score. Baltimore Orioles up 5-0, and they cruise on to a 7-2 victory. Orioles rookie Travis Driscoll 6-0 on the road this year. Kevin Appier for the Angel 1-6 his last 7 starts. Marty Cordova with his 5th game this year that featured 3 hits or more. Now, Anaheim was the top hitting team in baseball when the series started. Oriole pitching held them to 3 runs in 3 games. Central and West leaders out in Seattle, where it's a cool 62 degrees. I think the moral of the story here is it's hot in the east.
Yes.
Christian Guzman shatters the bat. Freddie Garcia covers first. Guzman called safe. One more look. Garcia clearly beats him. Poor call there. Now the 4th, bases loaded. Doug Mientkiewicz at the plate, and Garcia uncorks a wild pitch, and Guzman with great speed. Not many guys could beat that one, but he does. Garcia, he cusses. But then he bears down. Bases loaded, Dustin Moore. That's just filthy. 7 Ks in 7 innings pitched, and A.J. Pierzynski also one of them. Bottom 6, nobody out. Mariners still down 1-0. Mark McLemore, he has singled, he has doubled, and now he turns on the afterburners, and he has tripled. Mark McLemore eventually would score on a sac fly by John Olerud to tie the game up at 1-1. Now, bottom 8, no chance for the cycle for McLemore. Edgar Martinez pinch hits for him. I guess it worked out. He walked, but I don't know why do you pinch hit for a guy who's 1 for 3? I'm 3 for 3. None of my business. Charles Gibson, he comes in to pinch run. He's speedy, and what Method Man is to the Wu-Tang Clan, John Olerud is to the Mariners. I had to do that for you. Gibson is just motoring around. He scores the go-ahead run. John Olerud had both RBIs for the home team. Gibson instantly made a great catch. And the top of the ninth, and Seattle has won 9 in a row against Minnesota. They're 11-2 against the Twins at Safeco. Ichiro, 0 for his last 7. The average plummeted to 360.
88 in hot Atlanta. Top of 7, 1-1, 2 on, 1 out. Mike Remlinger, the 36-year-old, having a career year against Patterson and working with Sammy. Fastball. Next pitch, fastball away. 0-2 now. More heat. Sammy straight back. We're going to pull the string. The changeup is just outside. 1-2 pitch, high and tight. It's 2-2. 2 outs. Bases loaded. Oh, what a great off-speed pitch to get Sammy looking. Inside corner. Bottom 7, 1-1. Here's our boy Pryor on the road. Looking good to Chipper, but it goes up the middle. Look how deep they were playing. And so Chipper's not going to stop. What a great hustle double by Chipper Jones in the bottom of the 7th. Same inning. Javi Lopez. First and second, 1 out. Deep. Short hops the wall. Lopez, as usual, what a great clutch hitter he is, gets the job done. 2-1 Braves. Andrew is toast at the plate. Top of the 8th, bases loaded again. Chris Hammond in. Pinch hitter. Moises Alou, and he gets the ball in on him, jams him, flies to right, and the Braves bullpen once again does the job. Top of 9, 5-1, bases loaded again. Girardi against Smoltz. Oh, that's perfect. Atlanta and Seattle are both 54 and 31 to share the best records in baseball. The Braves bullpen is maniacal. Remlinger 6-0 now. Smoltz 29 for 32 in saves. The Cubbies have lost 8 of 10. Pryor pitched pretty well. 6 2/3, 2 runs, no walks, 5 Ks, but he takes the loss. 275 degrees on the turf in Philly. Montreal.
That's not really true.
96.
They made bacon on it.
Well, the heat affects Tim McCullen. He flashed back because he umpired on Wednesday night. Here the game ends. Piazza strikes out. 20 minutes past 10. For some reason, he's back behind the dish. Look, the count's 2-1 here on Ricky Leday. You're out of here. Ricky, it was 2-1, dude. At this point, McClellan believes he's Harvey Korman. He has no idea where he is. The heat certainly getting to him. And look at Leday. He didn't strike out. He singles. scoring Marlin Anderson. 1-0 Phillies. Top of 4 bases loaded, nobody out. Vincent Padilla. Boy, is he good at home. His home ERA is 1.82, best in the NL. Gets Schneider, gets Jose Vidro, and it's all about the Fanatic. Girl, I think my butt getting big. Padilla, 7 1/3, 5 hits. Here comes Mesa to close. Schneider on second. Watch Tomas Perez. He's arrowed wide because he has the ball. Hidden ball trick. Out! Out! But wait. Frank Robinson comes out to Harvey Korman and he says, wait, I think he called timeout. Yeah, Larry, I called timeout. He's safe. Didn't happen. So, meanwhile, 2 batters later, Brad Wilkerson, Larry Bowa, go foul, go foul, go foul. Fair ball. It's a home run. Mesa not pleased. 2-1 Expos. Bottom 9. Rolling on second. Jason Michaels at the plate. We love the throw. We just love to show the bats going in the stands. Duck. Jose Mesa, 5th blown save and 27 save chances. Already 1 more blown save than he had all of last season. The Phillies, Travis Lee will have an MRI on his sprained left shoulder Friday. But as usual, there was a rain delay. Bottom 2, 2 out, runner on first, 5-1 Fish. Al Leiter against Cliff Floyd. Floyd, the 9th batter of the inning. 6-1 Marlins. Marlins bat around. They score 6. However, there was a Edgar Alfonso error, which meant only 1 run was earned. Look at Michael Piazza. Holy shnikey. The former Marlin. He played 5 games for them with his 18th homer of the year. 55 RBIs. Look out. You mentioned Alfonso's error. That hurt a lot more. Man, he would take first base. However, he would eventually, look at the scuff of the baseball. He would leave the game a bit later. Bottom 5, Mike Lowell at the dish. To center, here comes Timo Perez. Great diving catch. Top of 9, now Mets have a chance. They're down by 2, getting misty out there.
What is that,
I don't know, fog or mist or something, but it didn't help the Mets. They couldn't see the ball. They lose 9-7. Valentin, the check swing strikeout to end it. This is crazy here. Astros and Bucks. Houston going for their 3rd win in a row. Warm, sweating. It's hot up in this joint. Top of 3, 2 on Astros. Lance Berkman at the dish. Berkman said afterwards, I really feel we underachieved greatly in the first half of the season, trying to get his boys going. In the 5th now, Berkman again. He leads the majors with 78 RBIs. He went 2 for 4. Astros playing real good baseball, looking for their 7th win in 9 games. But the real story of this game, unbelievable. Watch this. Brian Giles. Not unbelievable, he hits a home run. 21st of the year. Nice catch by that fan right there, okay? Let's go to the bottom of the 9th now. Same batter, Brian Giles, facing Billy Wagner. You're not going to believe this, Scott. Guess who catches the ball?
No.
The same guy.
Can't be.
2 homers, 2 balls, caught in the stands. 100 home. Baby rub it down, make it smooth like lotion. Top of 5, Milwaukee down 3-0. Richie Sexson, bases loaded. Jared Fernandez is your pitcher. Sexton to left. It's in there. Machado and Eric Young score. Adam Dunn drops the ball. Jeffrey Hammond scores on the error. We're tied 3-3. Give 2 RBIs for Sexton on that one. Top of 9. Milwaukee down 4-3. Danny Graves automatic coming to make the save. Eric Young rips the double to left center. Paul Bacco scores from second. Alex Sanchez will try to score from first. The Brewers take a 5-4 lead. Bottom 9. Mike DeJong, the pitcher, Juan Encarnacion. Runners at the corners. And DeJong gets the job done. And the Brewers are winners. 5-4 is the final score, as once again, tough going for Danny Graves in the bullpen. His 7th blown save.
First road series of the year. It was 86 at Comiskey, but it felt like 95 heat index. Carlos Lee grounds it up the middle here. Ramon Santiago steps on second. Do we have a double play? Randall Simon's foot appears to come off the bag. Or did it? Oh, it's on the bag. Inning should have been over with the Tigers up 2-1. It's not over. And Sandy Alomar, get off me ball! Off the knuckleballer. Steve Sparks gave up 4 hits in the game. That blast one of them. Sox take a 5-2 lead. Tigers have cut it to 5-4. Top 8. Dimitri Young spoils the 3-2 pitch. It just comes out of Alomar's glove. And then Dimitri Young, who had a great at-bat, would walk to tie the game. And then Randall Simon, who had 1 hit. It was a big one. Royce Clayton gets it, can't get it to second in time. Tigers win by a run. White Sox 4-15 in 1-run games. That is the worst record in 1-run games in the majors.
Reasonable 85 degrees in Texas. Hal McRae and Tampa Bay. Of course, Tampa Bay hoping that their football team can turn around with John Gruden. So Gruden's going to help us out with this highlight, see how those Devil Rays do in Texas. Bottom two, D-Rays up 6-0. Alvarez facing Irod. Pudge singles to left, but Jason Conte misplays the ball, and Tampa Bay's coach doesn't like that. Bottom three, A-Rod. 7 homers in this game, 5 by Texas. Rangers now down by 6-4, coming back. D-Rays are up by a touchdown minus the extra point, and Gruden's getting sweaty. Look at Ralphie, 34 homers away from 500 with the blast. John Gruden, better luck with the Bucks. Rangers win 11-8.